Good morning. Welcome to First Local for Friday, October the 9th, our last show before we hit Thanksgiving weekend. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you to KC Securities for your sponsorship. I'm Chris Holtgren, and I'm here with
Daniel LaPrade. Good morning, everybody. It's going to be a warm one today.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I am excited. I hope.
Nobody's wearing shorts.
Yeah. Well,
including myself.
Yeah, no one's wearing shorts. Not exactly shorts weather, but at least it's not winter jacket
19
weather.
19 degrees if we get to 19.
Well, I guess that's Canadian shorts weather.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Canadian shorts weather.
Yes.
Not for the rest of the world, except for Russia or
Miami, they'd
Iceland
be in their
or something. Yeah, they'd have their winter gloves on and their fur coats.
Yeah.
God forbid it goes below like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the end of the world in Miami. Yeah. So, anyways, moving along. We do not have any word yet on whether or not Doug Ford is holding a press conference today. If he does, we will obviously carry it here on First Local, here on TV. But for the time being, we don't know if he is having a press conference or not, because it has not been released. So we may or may not have Doug Ford for you today, but we'll have other stuff for you all day long as well. So make sure you keep coming back here all day long for your latest in local news, and also we'll be covering stuff elsewhere if we can't have Doug Ford on. Okay, just a reminder, First Nations Public Library Week is coming to a close. This is the 20th year that the Sault Ste. Marie Library has done that. They want you to vote for your favorite Indigenous book. Now this, you can vote between October the 4th to October 25th for your favorite Indigenous book. Okay. There's 5 books. You can go to the library's website, click on Programs and Events, and then click on First Nations Public Library Book Week. And then in there, you can see the 5 different books.
Okay.
Also, they have a link to another piece of literature called Why Indigenous Literature Matters, and they have a chapter there from a book by Daniel Heath Justice, and you can read that as well. And then if you participate in voting for the favorite Indigenous book, you have a chance to win an Indigenous prize pack, and the winner will be announced on October 29th, and we will let you know who that is here as well, but you'll also be able to find out, obviously, through the Sault Ste. Marie Library as well.
Absolutely. All right, and we've got some news from the Canadian Bush Plain Heritage Centre. A longtime presence there is flying into the sunset. Donna Barrell spent more than 20 years at the centre as retail membership manager, where she looked after volunteer management, retail purchasing, fundraising, and membership management. The Canadian Bush Plain Heritage Centre, located on the north bank of the St. Mary's River, is dedicated to preserving the history of bush flying and forest production in Canada. It was founded in 1987 by a group of local volunteers to preserve the province's history in bush plains and aerial fighting, and it is the only one in the world dedicated to bush plains. So, of course, I know Donna from us doing the security down there, and being very close. So, gonna wish her a good retirement. And yeah, 20 years.
Yeah, enjoy your retirement, Donna.
Yes.
And thank you very much for everything you've done for this community, and also obviously helping to make sure that the Bush Plain Museum keeps running with enough volunteers and everything else. So.
And please continue to support the Bush Plain. You know, they're open. Actually, in fact, we're doing a wedding there tomorrow night for 50 people, of course, because that's what you're allowed. Yeah. Our first event since COVID hit, so it's nice to finally be able to get back into that. I don't advertise event security anymore because it's kind of redundant. So, because not many people are holding
people need event security.
But this is our first one. Edie got a hold of me and said, "Yeah, I've got an event," and I said, "Okay," and it hasn't canceled, so.
Yeah, well,
we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, speaking of events, we posted on Wednesday, I think, from Algoma Public Health asking for Thanksgiving weekend to not, go visit your family and all that sort of stuff, just be with your own family. But apparently, if you are a religious convention, you can bring 270 people from across the country to a hotel here locally to have a convention.
Right.
And Algoma Public Health is apparently fine with it. So, yeah, that's interesting. Moving along. Recently we asked the city, St. Marie City, for the spending that they spend on with media organizations. We requested it, then they put us in charge with the legal department, then we filled out a Freedom of Information request because they're just stonewalling us coming back, asking us to clarify.
Put you through the hoops.
Yeah, basically just kicking the can down the road, because I'm pretty sure they don't want to tell us what the actual numbers are here, because it would be very embarrassing. But anyways, there's an update on that. You can go to our website. It's called Why the Secrecy? Mayor, Provincano, and City hide news media spending from taxpayers. So I encourage you to go and read that there on our site. The couple great things in there. We actually we have now, I'll get down to the actual clarification that we're at now with the legal department, and I hope that they can figure this one out, because it's not that difficult. An example. So we did an actual example for them to make it super easy, because you got to do that for City Hall.
Right.
So 2015, how much money went to Sioux Star? 2015, how much money went to Sioux Today? That sort of thing. You might remember there was that Explorer magazine article.
Yeah, they paid for an
that
advert.
They paid to put a story into Explorer magazine. So we asked, obviously, how much did you pay for that? And we want to know what they're spending in the media, not only here in town, but elsewhere.
You know, the funny part, before I quickly move on, because we got lots of stuff, is Jeffrey King emailed back. He's one of the city solicitors and needed clarification. I've had numerous dealings with him when we had the security contract, and I sometimes wonder what goes on in that solicitation department, because they're all clueless.
Well,
that's why we're not doing security anymore.
Like, they won't tell us
right?
what taxpayers spent, and what they're trying to say is,
trying to hide
oh, if we tell you what we spent with this media company, that could like interfere with their business strategy, or we can figure something out there.
No, you're just saying X amount.
We want to know tax dollars. Where is it being spent? Simple.
Okay, producer Mike did just say in my ear as well that this is breaking news as of yesterday afternoon. The Rotary Santa Claus Parade will not happen this year, so hopefully next year. And Bonsu in February is still planning to go on at this point, just a heads up on that. So let's go to the U.S. side now. Two more probable COVID-19 cases in Chippewa County. The Chippewa County Health Department is reporting 2 probable cases of COVID-19, and they are now confirmed cases. This brings the total number of confirmed cases to 55, while the number of probable cases stands at 31. The number of cases recovered is 69, leaving 17 active cases in the region. So there we go.
Yeah, and now for something out of a James Bond film. When I read this, I was like, "Is this real, or is this like a Hollywood movie?" There was a plot.
Loved.
Yes, there was a plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and she's the governor of Michigan. It was foiled by the FBI, but apparently this group was going to kidnap her, take her from her vacation home. Apparently they'd been surveilling her vacation home, and they had also been coordinating it on social media. And they were going to kidnap her, move her to a secure location, which was going to be in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So I guess Wisconsin's more secure than Michigan. I'm sure you could have found a secure location in Michigan, not take her all the way to Wisconsin, and then try her for treason, through a video online. Yeah. So that's a little interesting. It sounds like something James Bond filmed or something. But so she would have stand trial for treason. More than 12 people have been charged in connection to this. 6 of them are behind the main part of the plot, but there was also 6 others as well have been charged. Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkley, who is the Republican Senate leader, he said that a threat against our governor is a threat against all of us. And the FBI first learned of this in early 2020 through the social media accounts of some people, and then they were able to track it, and then they caught them surveilling and all the other stuff.
Wow.
But yeah, that's
some interesting stuff in the U.S. as always.
Yeah, and we've had it here in Canada. We've had to have extra protection on some of our politicians here because they've had threats against them too.
We have.
And there was the guy that tried to go after Trudeau. Remember at his earlier in the year.
And Dr. Bonnie Henry in BC recently.
Yeah.
The medical health officer.
Yeah.
Okay, GFL is resuming indoor walking program at GFL Memorial Gardens, but your city council is not going to meet in person anymore as of next week. The city of Sault Ste. Marie is pleased to resume its indoor walking program at the GFL Memorial Gardens on October 13th, 2020, so this is on Tuesday. Walkers will be permitted to use the concourse area of the arena Monday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in compliance with provincial guidelines for opening facilities in consultation with Algoma Public Health. The following modifications will be in effect. Well, actually, there's a lot in there.
There's a lot. So go to our website.
SiouxOnline.com.
It's a lot.
And
Basically, you just can't breathe or do anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'll quickly mention before I go into the weather, it is Fire Prevention Week still from October 4th to the 10th. This year's theme, of course, is Serve Up Fire Safety in the Kitchen. If you go to our website, we have a post up there. There's also on our YouTube page the video that Garrett created.
Yeah, there's a 3-minute video there.
So this is, and obviously it hits home here with, Colette
getting burned,
So yes.
And
so
Colette had her surgery yesterday, actually, and it was successful, and she's
Great.
back at home already. So
this is good news.
it was really good.
All right, so let's look at that camera. Well, we got to look at our favorite place there on the left, City Hall.
Beautifully renovated.
On the right, there's some dark clouds there, but don't be afraid. We are going to see a nice day for the most part. Maybe a shower coming through later on into the afternoon with a chance of a thunderstorm. So maybe do bring your umbrella, but it will be still a pleasant and warm above seasonal day. I'll have those details, 3-day forecast, regional temperatures, all coming up after this break. We want to thank wirelesscom.ca for the camera. We'll be right back.
A message from the Government of Canada.
It's been a while since I've seen Joe. We were a couple of pranksters, and Joe was always full of surprises. But today, he's the one in for a surprise.
The thing is, Joe doesn't live here anymore. For people living with dementia, getting lost can happen unexpectedly. Are you ready to help? Help people living with dementia live safely in our communities. Contact your local Alzheimer's Society and visit findingyourwayontario.ca.
Canada United is a movement to show local businesses some love. Right now, they could use our support more than ever. So we're asking Canadians to buy local and spread the word. And every time you watch our videos or like our posts, we'll contribute 5 cents to small business relief, starting with this video. So keep watching and tell your friends, because buying local can make a big impact. And small actions can too. Canada United. Together we can make a difference.
And welcome back to First Local on your Friday, October 9th. Thank you to sponsors, KC Security for the show, Northern Lights Detailing for our weather, and of course wirelesscom.ca for the camera. And good morning to Paul, Cindy, Karen, and Evelyn that are watching on Facebook, but we'll get to some more Facebook show shortly. Okay, so we're going to look at the radar here. Oh, there's a nice little big cell over here. However, what you can see, there's a lot of cloud cover over here over top of us right now. High pressure is off to the east. Not a whole lot going to happen until later on today. It is going to be above seasonal once again, well into the high teens. We'll look at the jet stream here that Craig did up for us. Mild air is below us here, so this mild air is what's pushing up towards our region at the moment. We have cooler air here, and some of it's going to start to push down into our region tomorrow. It's going to cool the temperatures slightly, but not a whole lot going on in the terms of that. You might see low temperatures in the evening, but we are still going to see pretty good temperatures for the daytime for the next few days. Okay, so your expected highs for today, look at Thunder Bay, 21 degrees. 13 in Wawa, 8 in Timmins, you're the cool spot, you're not even going to break double digits today. 18 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 14 in Elliott Lake, and 13 in Sudbury. Those overnight lows, 8 degrees in Thunder Bay, 10 in Wawa, 7 in Timmins, 13s in Sault Ste. Marie, Elliott Lake, and Sudbury. That's well above the normal of 3 degrees for this time of year, so do enjoy that. Currently sitting at 8 degrees out there. The sun is trying to peek out. We will see mainly cloudy for the morning, maybe a 60% chance of a shower with a risk of a thunderstorm passing through this afternoon. Winds will then become southwest, 30 kilometers gusting to 50 late in the afternoon, and a high or rather a UV index of 3 or moderate, in case you're wondering, because it is warm out, and it's going to feel like 17 with that breeze. Getting into the 3-day weekend is still looking good. Monday is a bit of a wet one from the looks of it now, but the temperatures are still up there. So let's start with Saturday. Saturday, you're looking at 15 degrees, mix of sun and cloud, clearing late in the morning. Still going to be breezy though. Northwest, 30 kilometers, gusting to 50. So once again, we're seeing this trend all week. If you've been hearing me mention winds and gusts, a couple of years ago, we did have that big windstorm around this time because it was election time at the time, and there were signs everywhere and trees. But we really haven't had that stormy weather yet. But it is 2020, so we won't rule anything out. A high of 15, as mentioned. We're going to see a low of 5, cloudy periods overnight. Temperature does drop quite a bit in that evening time. 12 on Sunday, and we're looking at mainly sunny for the day, so it's going to be a beautiful one. And you're going to see 7 degrees overnight. So this is a good time if you are wanting to do stuff outdoors. Make sure you get out and enjoy it, because these days will start to wind down as we get into later October. Monday, you are looking at this point cloudy with a 60% chance of showers. 15 degrees is your high and 10 degrees is your low overnight, with that continuing 60% chance of showers. So we will have the 7-day coming up. We'll have more details on that, including the Weather Watcher. Want to thank Northern Lights Detailing for sponsoring our weather. Marnie has updated me, as well as another promotion going on right now, that if you book a detailing service this month, you can actually get $15 off a crown rust proofing. So you can either do the window tinting, which is $10 off that, or if you want to get your car undercoated, $15 off crown. So make sure that you go and see Northern Lights Detailing. Chris and I will be back right after this break with more local news. Check out SiouxOnline.com for all the stories in depth, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, subscribe to YouTube. Everything is there for you. We'll be right back after this break.
Even though we can't always meet in person, we can still listen.
Even though schools are closed, help is still available in your community.
Even though you may be worried, services and supports are still here.
In stressful times like these, families need mental health supports more than ever.
We are here to make sure you can stay connected to your community and culture.
Nous savons qu'il peut être difficile de rester à la maison, mais vous n'êtes pas seul.
And we know asking for help for yourself and others can be hard.
But there are people in your community who are ready to support you.
No matter your age, gender, sexual identity, race, or culture.
No matter the day, time, or issue.
We're here to help.
Welcome back to First Local for Friday, October the 9th, the last day before Thanksgiving weekend. Got some exciting news. Just a minute ago, on our Facebook page for Sue Online, we have now hit 9,000 followers. So thank you to that 9,000th person who just literally just followed us a couple seconds ago. So thank you very much. We're now at 9,000 follows. Now we're going for 10,000. We're trying to get 10,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are going awesome. A lot of it obviously has to do with us keeping people in check here in town and actually doing real reporting on the news. Speaking of that, my show's back. Yep, back and on the attack. If you're the mayor, I wouldn't watch it. Everybody else, I'd watch it. You can see it on both YouTube and Facebook. Just look for the Chris Oldcorn Show, and I talk about the Civic Plaza, I talk about Sackville Road, I talk about the media cartel in this town, and obviously Mayor Silverspoon Provenzano as well, because he's connected to all of it.
15 minutes of raw.
15. Oh yeah, I should say it's 14 minutes and 51 seconds.
Okay, to be exact.
To be exact, I breathed a couple times in it, but basically I just went. There's no commercials, commercial free, just 15 minutes of gold, so go and watch it. Okay, moving along. Another thing that we were talking about, which I dealt with yesterday in my show, is the strip club that the mayor bought and way overpaid for.
That's right.
And then they tried to say it was going to be part of the Jamestown thing, and then we got a leaked copy of the Jamestown document. We published it about a week and a half ago.
That's right.
Showing that the strip club property is not actually in the Jamestown plan. Well, the city finally actually released it to the public, even though you could see the full report on our website like a week and a half ago.
That's correct.
So yeah, strip club still not part of Jamestown, even with the Jamestown thing that they put in. So yeah, great job, guys. Glad you bought that property, put part of Jamestown. Alrighty, moving to sports. Okay, first up, Thursday night football. Unfortunately, Tom Brady has now slipped to 3-2 on the season. The Chicago Bears edged out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20-19. So yeah, Brady's not used to losing 2 games in even a whole season.
No, exactly.
So this is,
there'll be some adjusting.
Yeah, he's going to have to do some adjustments here to get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back on track for the playoffs if he wants to make it. So.
In hoops news, in the NBA, LA Lakers play the Miami Heat today. They are leading the series 3-1. They can close it out and win tonight. So that would be the end of it, the NBA right there. So
yeah, I'm a bit of a Heat fan since I lived in Miami, so I'm not exactly happy with the Lakers right now.
Right.
Okay, back to Major League Baseball. We got the playoffs. All 4 playoff games went last night. The Atlanta Braves played the Miami Marlins. Oh, gee, Bruce, another Miami team losing out.
No,
the Braves beat the Marlins 7-0. They also won the series 3-0. So the Marlins are going to be able to do some golfing, and the Braves are moving on to the next round of the Major League Baseball playoffs.
And the speaking of blowouts too and stuff, LA Dodgers 12-3 over the San Diego Padres. They've also swept their series 3-0.
Yep.
So those San Diego Padres are out.
Yeah. And then the Houston Astros beat the A's 11-6. Another big game with lots of score in there. So the Astros won that series 3-1. So yeah, the Astros are moving on. So now all we got is the Yankees. Once again, scoring not scoring as many runs as they do against the Jays, but
5-1 over the Rays, and that series is tied 2-2. That's actually one of the closer series.
So Game 5 goes tomorrow, and that'll decide whether or not the Yankees or the Rays move on to the next round of the Major League Baseball playoffs.
Yeah.
So, but we got to take a quick break. We'll be back with the 7-day forecast in just 2 minutes. Hold tight.
Hey Mel, did you know that Algoma University has campuses in Brampton and Timmins?
Really? Did you know that if you're at Algoma University, you're only 14 minutes and 16 seconds away from Maitland Ford Lincoln?
Oh wow, closer than you think.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern Peoples Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road.
Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service.
King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores.
Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
And good morning, welcome back to First Local on your Friday morning, just after 8:26, and we're going to get right into the 7-day forecast for you. As mentioned, we are going to see some sun this weekend, which is perfect for Thanksgiving gatherings outside. If you want to be able to be distanced safely, we're looking at 15 degrees on Saturday and 12 on Sunday. Rain and showers returning Monday and Tuesday, highs of 15. The sun will peak out a little bit on Wednesday, and then we will see showers once again on Thursday. The highs for Friday are only 7 next week, so we will start to decline. Overnight lows fluctuating between single digits up to double digits on Monday, and then back down to single digits. Thank you again to Northern Lights Detailing for sponsoring the weather. We appreciate that. Make sure you go check them out. Weather Watcher photo sent in by, once again, this is Sherilyn Stubbs. I have a whole bunch I had to get through this week, so thank you. This is on wandering the shores of Lake Superior. If you do have some photos or videos weather related, please send them to ontvweather@gmail.com. Include your name and location. They go up on the website, SiouxOnline.com, as well as here on First Local and the evening news. And it goes to the social media pages, so make sure you do that. And by the way, your sunset is at 7:02 p.m. tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's starting to get into the winter.
Yes.
Where we drive to work when it's dark and go home when it's dark. Yeah. Love those months. Next week on October the 15th, which is next Thursday at 5 p.m., the Alzheimer's Society of Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma District are having their annual general meeting. This is going to be obviously a Zoom meeting, so you can go to their website, which is alzheimeralgoma.org, and you can register and get a Zoom invitation so that you can attend the general meeting for the Alzheimer's Society. As well, next Thursday, there's also another debate run by the League of Women Voters. This is for the candidates who are running for the Michigan 107th House District. So this is for the Michigan House. And that is at 7 p.m. on October the 15th. And you'll be able to watch that. It's a virtual event, so you'll be able to watch that online. We'll also have it here on Sioux Online and on TV as well. Now, Ontario numbers. They were up. They were at 797 yesterday. That's a new daily high. But we've got to break this down a bit. 265 of the cases were in Toronto, 182 in Ottawa, 134 in Peel, which is like Mississauga, Brampton, and 78 in York region. So basically, most of the cases are in the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. There was 4 people who passed away from COVID-19 yesterday as well. There's now 100 new reported cases of COVID-19 at schools, with at least 51 of them being students. This means that there has now been cases in 415 of Ontario's 4,828 publicly funded schools. And they also are getting close to that 50,000 tests mark per day. They did 48,488 tests yesterday. It's only about 1,500 away from being able to do 50,000 tests a day, which is where Doug Ford said he'd like to be. There is still a backlog. They're behind by about 58,000 tests. So obviously they are trying to clear that backlog as fast as they can. But also, I want to just say hi to a bunch of people on Facebook before we go.
We got lots.
We have tons of comments and likes this morning. Thank you to Cindy, Karen, Evelyn, and Margaret, and Juliana. Thank you everybody who's watching and liking. We very much appreciate it.
Yes.
We appreciate you sharing the show on Facebook and on your other social medias. We'll be back later on in the day with more First Local. Have a fantastic morning.
Take care, everybody.